the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Sotto som chiede con so bella con so felino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Want to Bet. Happy Monday to you and yours. I am going to be sad when week one's over, folks. Thursday and Friday, kicked in the nuts a little bit. Sunday, we kick back hard as an MFer. I am Jason. That is Ben. That is Eric Casilius, who joins us every Monday. We are Want to Bet. We're also part of the Super Discord, where we're giving you all of our plays in real time. And we are excited to be kicking off the first Monday night game of the year. College in full swing. We still have MLB going on. I'm all over some of these World Cup qualifiers. But, gentlemen, week one in the NFL, Beltway Ben's been up against it. Beltway Ben was doing postgame on a Ravens loss in Baltimore on the radio that had him till about 2 a.m. Ben does all of our production. Ben is going on fumes. Ben does all our graphics. We couldn't do this without Ben. But I know, Ben, you haven't had a chance to get everything up like we normally would to crow as much as we want to crow. But in a general sense, how did the weekend go for us? Yeah, pretty well. I don't know what to tell you guys. You see all my bets. All this is completely transparent, and we've been making bets on week one since we launched this show May 21st. You go up 15 plus units in a day for free, giving this away for free in real time. I would say find somebody else who's doing this. You can't. And that was with some bad luck as well. Holland blowing a match. Will Lutz not kicking a ball in the end zone that would have given me a Denver first half cover. Thanks, Brian Callahan, for the chance in the first place. We've got new entrances into the Hall of Fame possibly here at Want to Bet. Chris Boswell from 60. How about that, boys? Camila Cardosa keeps cashing. Quinn Priester. So much going on. Beltway Ben. Obviously, that Ravens choke job was epic, and it did cost us all some money. What did you think of week one overall?
Yeah, we could start with the Ravens because, I mean, we would be clear way north of 15, north of 20, actually, because we had the Ravens in a parlay plus 500. Thought that was going to cash. We had the Ravens straight up on the money line. We had the Ravens parlayed with things. So we did end up down on the day. Bijan touchdown, Kyle Pitts cashed in the first half. That was nice. Jahmyr Gibbs, 10 catches for 30 yards. That doesn't happen. That is not normal.
Crazy.
I saw a stat. It was like the most catches for the least amount of yards in some time, which is
Greg
pretty
Newsome
shocking.
has his number, I think. Greg Newsome apparently has his number.
I mean, seriously, it was pretty shocking. I did not expect that. And then McCaffrey, I went with the public, and I'm not sure I'll be going McCaffrey anytime touchdown because Seattle was teeing off. Didn't see Shanahan making any adjustments, and they ended up throwing the ball. I mean, they scored, but thought McCaffrey would get one in there. He didn't. We did have Jonnu Smith from weeks ago.
Yeah.
Catch a touchdown for us. It was plus 320. So it was, down about 2 units yesterday or close to it. Not great, but again, if the Ravens win, we're in a much different spot right now. But it's hard to handicap them blowing a 15-point lead with the ball with 9 minutes left. But when you have a guy who does it all the time as the head coach, it's kind of what happens.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunately what happens. Gave you guys multiple 4-leg parlays across multiple games that cashed. Gave you guys a bunch of winning same-game parlays. We love doing this. We are enthusiastic about it, and we appreciate you tuning in. EK, that's our QR code for the Super Discord. Looked to me like we made a lot of money for our subscribers this weekend.
Yep, 10-4 on Sunday with the picks. And this is the type of thing where – we not only make picks all the time during the week, but then as we get, close to recap, we go, okay, for example, me, Eric, here's pick number 1. Here's pick number 2. Here's pick number 3. Here's pick number 4. I literally number them. So I had 14 picks up, 10-4 against the number. Jonathan Taylor could have fell into the end zone. I would have had
Sure.
a plus 236. It would have been 11-3. I mean, we were real. If Malik Neighbors caught one more pass, that would have been 12-2. I mean, even the ones we don't get, we are knocking right on the door, and I can't wait to get into it tonight.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, EK. As for people new to the show, first, second, third down, our 3 favorite plays that we've made since the last show. 4th and long, we'll eventually have new graphics. It's 4th and short. Quick hitters to get you guys paid quickly in these games that are upcoming, maybe even Monday night's game. Overtime, Ben and I have been doing daily football parlays, college or pro, that, again, have been cashing with stunning regularity. EK, first down, what you got?
I'm going right to the anytime touchdown score market, and I'm going with Jordan Mason. You're going to see that I am basically finding ways to play on Jordan Mason. Why? Because did we not forget that last year, the Bears, depending upon where you're looking, were either 31st or 32nd against the run/interior run. So I don't know that they got any better. I mean, they got a new head coach, but he's an offensive guy. You know what I mean? You got different weapons, but they're on the offensive side. I don't know if they got any heavier in the seat in the front 7. And they're going to give up some rushing yards. And they're going to give up a rushing touchdown. And if it's 1st and goal to 2, there's no tush-push. It's not really an Aaron Jones thing. It's Mason. And I'm getting plus 185 now on DraftKings for him anytime touchdown against the worst run D anywhere. Give me all that.
Excellent. Beltway, Ben, what about you?
Yeah, first down here, I'm going to go to Caleb Williams. I'm going over his passing yards. I think this offense is going to be very good with him. I think Johnson's got a lot of creativity. We saw what he did in Detroit. I do think there's a lot more to get out of Caleb Williams, right? When he was drafted, we knew the upside that he had, all the talent that he had, and we didn't see it last year. But now you're putting him with a great offensive mind. The Vikings, as great as their defense has been, and this works, I'm not knocking the defense as a whole, but they have allowed, or last year they allowed the 4th most passing yards to quarterbacks with 240 per game. Now, Flores' defense, it's bend, don't break. They send a lot of pressure. They cause turnovers. They do things at the right times to figure it out, but they still allow a lot of passing yards. When you're blitzing as much as he does, plays over the top happen. And we saw what happened last year. Caleb Williams cleared this in 1 of 2 games against them, and that was at home where he threw for 300-plus yards. Ben Johnson's had a lot of success with passing offenses against Brian Flores. I do lean the Bears tonight, but I think this as an official play, Caleb Williams over 218.5 passing yards.
Excellent. First down for me. I'm going with a quarterback tonight. I'm going to the other quarterback, and we're playing his attempts under. J.J. McCarthy played 40 games in college. You guys want to know how many times he threw the ball, 32 or more attempts in college? 4. NFL rookies last season averaged 34 attempts per game. Now, if you filter out Jaden Daniels in the 4th quarter, it's more like 32 a game. And this isn't your average start because it's guy coming off an injury. You want to debate whether he's a rookie. He's never played in the NFL. Playing a rival who generally plays low-scoring games at home, a dome quarterback now, I know he played at Michigan, not in a dome, going outdoors. And did I mention it's a Monday night road game to start his career? Like, if you want to look at O'Connell and what he's done since 22 with Kirk Cousins and Darnold at MVP form, if you look at his games against the division, those guys were throwing 35 times. I think this is an under game. We'll get to that more. I think, as EK said, they're going to try to soften that defense up with runs. I think McCarthy's legs are going to be active. And I think he's throwing less than 30 times in this ball game. Second down, Beltway, Ben.
Yeah, second down here. We will go to an MLB play that I like, and it's the Seattle Mariners on the money line, and we're also parlaying that with Garrett Crochet, 7+ strikeouts. Now, we saw when these teams matched up, we've seen the Mariners play good baseball last year, and it's a different spot here now. You're playing in Seattle. The Mariners also have a much different lineup, and things have worked well for Brian Wu at home. 8-2,
Yes.
2.35 ERA, and 12 starts. Now you go on the other side. Miles Michaelis on the road, 6.79 ERA, 3-6. At home, he's been damn good, and he's been fine. But on the road, he looked like his last year self, and he's been getting hit around. Seattle, just 1.5 games up on the wild card. Now, they used the strong weekend to kind of push back a little bit because for a while they were playing awful baseball. They had lost 8 of their last 10, and things weren't going well. They've won 2 straight. They're starting to figure it out. I don't think they lose here to a Cardinals team that's punted on the season. They sold at the deadline. Looks like they sold at the right time on Helsley, but they did sell. Yeah. And I just don't think that offense is going to be score enough against Brian Will. And I know Michaelis does have this ballpark to his advantage, but he hasn't been good away from home. I trust this Mariners offense to get 3 to 4 runs against him. And with that Mariners bullpen, I think that should be enough to win it. And then Crochet 7 strikeouts. I mean, you usually feel good when you put that in a parlay, especially on the road against the A's who have struggled striking out at home. Last time they faced Skubal, who's, 1A, 1B, Crochet, Skubal, top guys in the MLB. At home, Skubal struck out 12 or 13 batters. 12 or 13 batters in that park. Gave up a big 3-run home run in the 7th, but he struck out 13 batters. So I do think Crochet has no problem getting to 7.
Second down for me. We're going back to World Cup qualifiers in UEFA. I will admit, we've been getting skunked on these, but it's taking some weird shit. And so we'll see. Maybe we lose this one today, but I like it a lot. Sweden against Kosovo. Yes, it's on the road at Kosovo. Yes, you can look at Kosovo's last 10 results. You'll see a lot of wins there. But it's a lot of friendlies. It's a lot of Nation League B level stuff. It's not playing teams the quality of Sweden. I like Sweden here in a bounce back spot. Now, I also like Holland yesterday in a bounce back spot, and somehow they conceded in the 43rd minute to blow a parlay that we were all over 4 different ways in the first half. Sweden conceded in the 90th minute last time out. Sweden is a far superior side to Kosovo. This is a Kosovo side that just lost 4-0 to Switzerland. And I look for Alexander Isaac to have a big game for Sweden here, whether he starts or not. Right? The transfer, Michigas is finally settled. He's going to Liverpool. You don't have to worry about getting him hurt before a transfer. I think Sweden plays balls to the wall here to score early and often. I think they score in the first 30th minute. If you look at Kosovo matches, they're over 3 total goals in 11 of the last 12. Would not surprise me if the Swedes hung 3 on them themselves. Now, might they concede one? They certainly might. But that's where I am on this match. And no, I'm not over that Holland game from yesterday. EK, second down.
I'm going to Jordan Mason again. And again, the thing that when you find something that you think the books haven't baked in and the public has forgotten and nobody's on but you're either going to be really right or really wrong. And to me, the thing that I'm either going to be really right or really wrong about is that the Bears can't stop the run. And if they've learned to stop the run or Minnesota doesn't make them try to stop the run, it's not going to be a great night for me. But if the Bears are who they were last year, and if Jordan Mason is the basically between the tackles guy, then this is kind of a gift. I mean, we're looking at, there's a projection that Minnesota is going to run the ball. And if you look at number of plays and all that, and by the way, I'm on your under 31.5 attempts for J.J. McCarthy too. And when you point out rookies, remember, rookies who start are usually on really bad teams who had bad quarterbacks last year. So that's why they have to throw, because they're behind. Minnesota's a good team. All right? He's not going to, they're not basically looking at him and going, save us, Cam Ward, or save us, Jaden Daniels. It's not his role. I love him under that as well. And they're going to want to play it between the tackles on the road early. This was 8.5 all week. Now it's 9.5. I played it 8.5, gave it out in the Discord. Now we're at 9.5. I still like it, but a little of that value's gone. But they're projected to run 22 or 23 rushing plays. Sure, the quarterback will get a couple, and Aaron Jones will get some too. That's for darn sure. But I think the guy between the tackles against the worst defense in football, stopping the run between the tackles, is getting 9 or 10 of those. Give me Mason.
Excellent. Third down for me. We are jumping a week 2 line early. We are getting the under in that Eagles Chiefs game at value minus 105 at the 45.5. Maybe this moves against me, but it shouldn't. The Chiefs are a dead under team at Arrowhead. It's been going on for 3 years now. 18-7 to the under at home since 2022. 12-4 to the under their last 16 at home. Their last 10 against NFC teams at home, 8-2 to the under. Those games averaged 37.8 points. Chiefs coming back from Brazil without their number one receiver, Rice, and without Xavier Worthy, the number one cog in their offense. They couldn't run the ball worth the damn against the Chargers. They might not be able to run it worth the damn here, but guess what? They're going to have to because Mahomes playing hero ball all the time. Andy Reid knows ain't working for 18 weeks. Oh, yeah, the Chiefs are coming back from Brazil. Good luck with having your legs there. The Eagles' offensive line is decimated. Like, I don't know that they've got starting caliber guards right now. Dickerson, that thing is clearly not great. Spags in a revenge spot after getting completely unmasked in the Super Bowl by this offense, and an Eagles team against what I think is a bad Cowboys defense playing it very conservative early in the year. Their wide receivers didn't factor in at all last week. I'm sure they'll factor in a little bit more now, but I think that this is a dead under game, and I want to get it under that 46. Third down, EK.
By the way, I'm looking at that first half under. That's one of the ones I'm looking at now, too. I'm hoping it gets to 23.5 for me so that I can jump on it because, 23 is the most key number in the first half. 22.5, 23.5, that's the biggest shift you get because 13-10, all that, you got to have 3 touchdowns to beat me once I get to 23.5. Anyway, I'm going to go to DeAndre Swift, and I'm going to go over 13.5 carries. I played it at 12.5, gave it out Discord, 13.5. Now still like it at 13.5. The Bears really don't have that many healthy running backs and really nobody else that's going to carry the ball. So what we're looking at is, are the Bears going to run it 16 times tonight? And I only need to get 13 of those or 14, and they should run it 20 times. And he should get 70% of the carries easy tonight. And they might run it 22 or 23 if they're ahead, and then we're definitely going to cash. If DeAndre Swift doesn't get hurt or fumble twice in the first quarter, I don't know who else is getting the ball. I don't know how we're going under this number. This is my best play on the game. There's going to have to be something weird happen. They're going to have to be in a total trail script, an injury, or a fumble for him not to be handed the ball that many times. Just look at what they did last year. Look at what they like to do. And Ben Johnson wants to run it. Everybody thinks he throws it around. That's great. Except you look, nobody ran it more than Detroit last year. Nobody. So give me DeAndre Swift over on the carries.
Sweet. Beltway Ben, take us home. Third down.
Third down, we will finish here with TJ Hockenson. I like him over 41.5 receiving yards, and I also like him over 4.5 receptions, and we're going to get that at plus money, plus 112. McCarthy, you guys mentioned he's basically a rookie quarterback, right? Sat last year, was hurt. You're going to give him a tight end on the road. That is going to be a fair play for me in a lot of road games this year, especially when they match up with a Bears team. They struggled against tight ends last year, and I know new coaching staff, some new pieces. They still have a lot of the similar parts on that defense. I think they'll struggle against tight ends again this season. But Hockenson should get soft coverage. Justin Jefferson, all that attention is going to be headed that way, as it always is. And then you also have Addison out. No Jordan Addison. You have a young quarterback on the road. In camp, we saw Hockenson getting a lot of targets, looking his way. McCarthy was looking his way a ton. I don't know how Hockenson isn't featured a ton in this offense all season. But week 1 on the road division matchup in a division that even before Minnesota, he had a lot of success in Detroit. He knows what's at stake here. He knows how important this game is, especially on the road. And we know how O'Connell is. He'll get guys involved. His best players will get involved. And I think Hockenson has a big day today. I like him over the 4.5 receptions, and I like him over 41.5 receiving yards.
Love it. He will factor into my overtime parlay. All right, EK, it's not 4th and long. It's 4th and short. How can we get people paid tonight without having to watch this whole ball game if they're not so inclined?
Okay, my 3 favorite words in prime time. First half under, especially when we're looking at division games, especially when we're looking at rookie quarterbacks on the road, especially when we're looking at new offensive guys and new offensive systems. I mean, first half under. Say it with me, folks. I mean, you look on Sunday, we put up 2 first half unders, 2-0. We had Detroit, Green Bay, first half under. We had Indianapolis and Miami, first half under. New quarterbacks, new systems, new coaches, first half unders. They're not going to try to go crazy and lose this thing early. So this number, look, there's 22.5s out there. I'm going to, and I'll put it in the Discord if anyone joins, you can see. I'm going to look at what the price becomes at 23.5 because, again, the biggest secret that the public doesn't understand is 23 is the most key number in the first half. If I can get to 23.5, you have to have 3 touchdowns and a fourth score to beat me. But if you don't get 3 touchdowns, you can't get over the number. You can't get over it with 2 touchdowns at 23, because 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals is still under 23.5. I don't know if that made any sense, but the idea is just trust me. 23.5 is where you want to be. I'm going to look at that alt line, but first half under is going to be my best play for the first short, 4th and short in this game.
Well, and obviously the math could change in the second half if you're chasing a game. You start getting more age, chasing 2-point conversions. But to EK's point, people, I mean, even prime Dan Campbell, before he changed the culture, wasn't necessarily going for 2 on the opening drive of the game. I'm just going to go out of order here real quick, Beltway, Ben, since I'm on the first quarter, and I'll just get that out of the way. So I like the first quarter under 7.5 for a lot of the same reasons EK's on the first half. If you look at the last 9 meetings between these two teams at Soldier Field, 8 of them have produced 7 points or less in the first quarter. O'Connell's last 7 road games in the division, 5 of those 7 have 7 total points or less in the first quarter. We're talking about effectively a rookie quarterback against a second-year quarterback who's had the entire system and verbiage and everything changed on him. A lot of pressure on Ben Johnson in his first game as a head coach. I think he doesn't want to F it up early, and I think O'Connell will have a smart 4-quarter progression for McCarthy that's going to start conservatively. 4th and short for you, Beltway, Ben.
Yeah, just a quick player prop here. TJ Hawkinson, 5+ receiving yards, and DJ Moore, 5+ receiving yards. I think DJ Moore, we're going to see a lot of looks for him this season, and we're getting a +146. Now, I played a lot of first quarter yesterday, gave out one on here, didn't hit Jerry Jeudy somehow, didn't even have a target that I saw in the first quarter, which is pretty shocking. But again, when Fannin, the second tight end, 5th or 6th round draft pick, is the guy getting all the catches, not Njoku. It's pretty shocking. But I do think Hawkinson, I just talked about him. I think we're going to see early and often targets his way. 5 yards is 1 reception with him, and he could turn it into a lot more, but we played safe here. His regular number is 6.5. And then DJ Moore, 5+ receiving yards. Again, I think, there's big playability there, but there's also Ben Johnson with wide receiver screens, Ben Johnson on short little pitches forward that count as a reception, and could get us 5 receiving yards that way. They're going to use DJ Moore a lot of different ways, and I think they get the ball to him early and often as well.
Excellent. OT for you, EK?
Again, I'm going to be right or wrong, but if I'm right, we're going to cash big, and that is the Vikings are going to run it against the Bears with a rookie quarterback, and the Bears not being able to stop the run, and the Bears being one of the worst 3 at giving up rushing touchdowns last year. So if I get Jordan Mason to have 10 carries and a touchdown, that's +415. Just 10 carries and a touchdown. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. It's not a lot to ask for. If my guy is the guy in the best advantage Minnesota has tonight, we're going to crush this game. So I am on Jordan Mason. Find a way to get in. But my parlay is 10 carries and a touchdown. Boom.
Excellent. I've got a 3-leg same-game parlay here as well. We're going to take the total up to 47.5 and go under. 8 of the last 12 games between these two. 8 of the last 12 Vikings games played outdoors are under. 8 of those games produced 41 points or less. Again, we're taking it up to damn near 48. The last 12 Vikings outdoor games have averaged 41.5 points. We know that Ben's on Hawkinson. I'm taking him down to 2 receptions. Okay? Hawkinson's played 35 games with the Vikings. He has at least 2 receptions in 34 of them. You could say, well, hey, lock and 4. The one where he had 1 for 16 was at Soldier Field against the Bears. And I'd say, yeah, what's he done against the Bears since then? 5 for 52, 7 for 114, 5 for 50, 6 for 55. It's a rookie quarterback. That's a big target. I think we're going to see. EK's right. They have trouble stopping the run. My feeling is they may load the box to stop the run, and then where's the ball going? It's going to the tight end, and it's going to the running back. And who's the early down running back? It's Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, his last 12 games against Chicago, has 1,163 scrimmage yards. I'm not very good at math, but that's about 100 a game. He went over 100 in both games against them last year. I think McCarthy was smart enough in a pro-style offense with Harbaugh to know where his hots are and know where his safety valves are, and I've got him down to 50 scrimmage yards. He catches one screen for 20-some yards. We're almost there. I'm not making a volume play. I also think he may bust a run, but Those three together get you plus 134. I want to give these numbers out just because this is what we do around here. I'm not on a side around here at all, but I've been tracking this for years. The Minnesota Vikings are the number one cover team outdoors. Yeah, outdoors in the NFL since COVID. 29-4 against the spread outdoors since 2020. That's a 690 winning percentage. The next cover percentage. The next closest team, Green Bay at 603, a true weather team. O'Connell outdoors, 12-5-4 against the spread. O'Connell outdoors last year, 5-2-1 against the spread. O'Connell last 10 outdoors against division opponents, 7-2-1 against the spread. I'm not on it. I'm just saying. Beltway Ben, how did we do in week 1 again? Remind me.
It's a strong week. It's a strong week.
Oh, do we have to? Yeah.
Well, I haven't given my overtime out yet.
Oh, shoot. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But now, real quick, Caleb Williams, 150 plus, DJ Moore, 30 plus, Hawkinson, 3+ receptions, and Colston Loveland. To fit it in, we didn't leave the receptions there. But, I already went over the first 3. Loveland, I think the rookie tight end gets involved. I think they really like him. They like what they've seen from him. And 2 catches shouldn't be too much. And also, real quick, I will give these out a lot. I do a lot of small same-game parlays in games where I think you can drop numbers down a ton. And again, football, we deal with way more injuries than any other sport, so it's tough. Sometimes you might lose a guy here or there. But again, it's been very profitable for me in the past, and I'm going to be doing that a lot this year.
Excellent. I'm sorry. I saw the last parlay and was thinking that was overtime. My bad. I'll do better on this show tomorrow. I don't think we could do better. Much better than what we've done for you guys since we launched this thing in late May. If you want all our picks in real time, as we wager them, we tell you where we place the bet, at what odds, with which book. We're not touting any books around here because we're not paid by them, because we're not shills, because we actually want you to win. We don't want to give you bullshit 8-leg parlays and 5-leg parlays of all named guys that have no chance to win. That's how they steal your money. Don't give your money away. Check with us before you bet. You want to bet, we want to bet. Ben and I will be back tomorrow. Thank you.